Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my Level Up family. I hope you are amazing and on fire in your life. Last week, we spoke about purpose. And I also asked on my Instagram, I want to know from you guys, are you, because, if you're in my Winnow family, you're coming back to me with responses on our texting thing. Are you listening to the podcast before the text normally comes or vice versa? So if you haven't let me know that. Okay, back to what we're doing. I believe we all have a purpose-driven life. We talked about how to find your purpose. We talked about your purpose and the difference knowing your purpose has on your life and your success. So this week, we're going to be talking about the power of the push. You guys, I actually, this topic makes me sweat. This is something that is the most underestimated. It's so underestimated. Most don't realize the power within themselves. Most believe that your success comes from outside, circumstances or people. Have you ever thought, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen? Or you kind of see what is, you see with your eyes, you see with your logical mind. Your goal doesn't make sense. The number you need is too big. You talk yourself out of going for it because it just seems impossible. You begin to justify. You start to tell yourself this story. When I'm stronger, it will happen. It just wasn't my time. If I really push hard, does that mean it's going to last because it really wasn't real? You think maybe it should happen organically. Here's the reality. We've all felt that. We've all thought it. What you're doing is you're talking yourself out of the push. The magic lies in the push. The miracles happen in the push. Our next level lives in the push. Here's an FYI. You don't grow to the next level organically. Okay. Now, I shouldn't mean that you grow there solid. You grow there with all the things you need in place, but it's not just like, la-di-da. Organically, the tree is going to grow. It starts with a decision in your heart. It's an energy. It's an excitement, and it's all wrapped up in passion. You elevate. You believe, you do the work, you create a whirlwind of positive energy that inspires others. It's called coaching to win. It's called playing to win. You're all in. You show up different. Everyone feels it. The world sees it. You wake up with purpose. Even if the goal wants to make you vomit, you're on that field. You're embracing the push. And during the push is when the next level of leadership shows up. During the push is when the next level of people show up. It's the energy and the mindset that attract. It's the energy and the mindset that push through every adversity and obstacle that show up. So let's talk about it. What is the push? You set a goal. Let's say it's a monthly goal. And if you want to grow, truly grow, it takes being true to your word. It takes living in your commitment. Success isn't convenient. Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the feeling you said it is past. It's easy to set a goal. It's easy to set a New Year's resolution. Do you have the stamina to follow through? The answer is yes. You have it. It's a choice. Are you prepared to give it all you've got? If you aren't, it's not a goal. It's not a resolution. It's a wish. It's a fantasy. It isn't a commitment. It isn't a goal. If you want to build influence, if you're committed to expansion, this is where the fortune is. We all have so much inside of us that we hold back. We stay in our comfort zone. We're willing. Okay, you guys can't see me right now, but I'm doing parentheses. We're willing to go for it if the subconscious mind believes it's doable. Because what if the subconscious mind thinks it's not doable? What's it going to do? Danger, 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 danger. Stay here in your cozies. The reality is you're limitless. And the more you push day after day, the more that effort compounds over time, the more miracles start to show up in your life. When we push, we give off the energy of knowing. It's a belief. It's a decision. Our heart is all in. We develop a no matter what mindset. And then some people think, well, what if I push and I don't do it? You're closer than you were if you didn't push. And then you push again. You keep pushing. It's not a temporary thing. We develop the mindset of a champion when we push. If you have a desire to coach others to their greatness, it starts with becoming great. Nobody wants to be coached by average. Nobody wants to be led by mediocre. The push awakens your soul. It lights the fire. You become a different version of yourself. The push is treating every day like it's the last day of the month. See, every day with a huge deadline, no options. No back door, not even a consideration to not hit your goal. Make up your mind. Show up like it's already accomplished. Lead with vision. Lead your team to victory. The push keeps you in the driver's seat. Most people, they drive for a period of time. They fire, energy, pushing, conversations, do whatever it takes, no matter what. I'm here to win. And then all of a sudden they get their ass in the back seat. They take a back seat to their own life. They forget the power is in the push. And then all of a sudden they justify and they start to make excuses. And they sound something like this. If my team would do more, if the season was different, if the world was different, if my company was different, if my coach was different, listen to yourself. Like, really, is that the best version of you talking? Or is it the version of you that you so desperately want to grow through and you're still taking advice from that version of you? When we reach a certain level, we all pushed. Every single one of us. Think back. Think back to the last big professional accomplishment that you had. Think of who you were in that moment, in that time. How did you show up? What were the conversations that you had? What was your level of personal activity? What was your level of personal effort? What was your mindset? That's the push of greatness, the push of a decision that you carried out, the push of love, working towards something that you envision. That's the push we're always wanting to keep with us. The push keeps us leading the ship. Your love in the push is felt. The conversations you had with people, the love and belief that you poured into others, the way you coached others to win, the way you inspired others to be more, the way you casted your vision every day and enrolled everyone around you, the way you knew in your soul that you were going to meet your goal. That's the push. I'm thinking most of you have felt that at one point. Some of you, maybe you've never felt it. And maybe it's either your time to recreate it and or create it. So how do we do that? How do we do that? Because that is what moves mountains. Number one, you have a decided heart. If you're not willing to slam the door, you will manage to squeeze your ass outside of the crack in the door every single time. A decided heart doesn't have a time frame. They don't say, I'm going to give this 3 months. I love when somebody says, I'm going to give it my best for a year. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous that I want you to actually smack yourself. I'm going to give it everything I have for 3 months. Right? What? You would never give it everything you have if you knew you were only giving it 3 months. You're going to play safe. You've already justified your exit strategy. You might as well pack up your shit and go now, because that's what it is when you're putting a time frame. A decided heart doesn't think if it's meant to be, it will be. A decided heart gets to work. A decided heart works with passion. A decided heart inspires everyone around them to be more. Number two, you set goals. Start with 24-hour goals. Like, think of something that's challenging. Set a 24-hour goal. And you guys, here's where mindset comes in. I've talked about this so many times. Whatever your big, hairy, big, monstrous goal is, maybe it's something you're going to accomplish in a year, 5 years, like, set a 24-hour goal for yourself. It's obviously going to be smaller than that goal, but in your mind, like, when I do this, I've reached that goal, right? Because let's just throw a number out there. And I talk about this all the time. Let's just say it's $1,000 in sales for whatever you do for a living. Okay. And if you create that $1,000 in sales, you're going to get the big goal that you're working towards at the end of the year. And if you really knew that was the truth, you would create the $1,000. Of course you would. So start with a 24-hour goal. Think of a goal that's work and effort, but then make like a reward is much bigger than really nothing, because most 24-hour goals, they're just done in the dark. They're done with discipline. That's why most people don't do them. It's discipline. Like, people want the recognition. They want the party. They want the big post in today's world. They want the Instagram celebration. They want to be able to do a reel around it. Forget about the reel. Get real. Get real and do what it takes, right? Then you go create the reel. So set 24-hour goals, set 40-hour goals, 48-hour goals, set weekly goals, monthly goals. Get on the field. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop thinking back to goals that you once set, that you once met, and that you somehow thought would carry you to this point. Any goal you met was because you pushed. How dare you think you can coast and create the same results? Pushing is one energy level. Coasting is an entire other energy level. Set a goal and work like a beast to do it. Push until the deadline. Most people don't. They push for a period of time, and when they feel pain, they pull back. It's that simple, but we make it complicated. We make it complicated because we attempt to bargain with success. If you want it, work for it. Number 3, you commit to the process. Commitment is doing what you said long after the feeling you said it in has passed. Most don't follow through. It's as simple as that. Most people want a better life, but they complain about their circumstances and they aren't willing to live outside of their comfort zone. That's not you. We're here to level up. Most are willing to step out. They step out for a period of time and then they want to go back to their comfy zone. The push isn't about doing something once. You live in that mindset, that energy of always expanding. You're either expanding or you're shrinking. You aren't remaining the same. It's pushing when you don't feel like it. It's the push. Stay committed to the process. Stay committed to your word. Stay committed to leading. Do you hear that sound? That's your sign to this year finally forget about those run-of-the-mill resolutions and instead start your own New Year's revolution. Shopify is an e-commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Whether you're selling sneakers like my son did for years or custom journals, which I've purchased many times, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand without having to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and an extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. What's incredible to me about Shopify is how no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence and control to revolutionize your business, take your business to the next level. Now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. Sign up for $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/level up. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/level up to take your business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/level up. Number 4, you set the tone. If you push, you're going to build a team that pushes. And pushes sounds like something that's not real. A push means you're stretching, you're evolving, you're expanding, you're challenging yourself. You're not letting go of your goal. You're working until the deadline. If you go through the motions and wait for others to contribute, you're going to build a team that does the exact same thing. If you're okay with less than the bare minimum, you're going to build a team that's okay with less than the bare minimum. I love when somebody looks at me and says, this person's not doing their part. They're not even maintaining. It's usually spoken by a person who's not doing their part or reaching the minimum levels. If you'll settle for no less than excellence, all of a sudden you're going to be building a team that does the exact same. When we don't push, we create a boring, non-growing atmosphere, and that breeds attrition in any profession, and it's mundane. People leave that atmosphere. Is going above and beyond important to you? Then find your power in the push. Is working your business plan and building success important to you? Then find your power in the push. You know, I'm all about meditating, journaling, praying. Like that's how I start my day. It's how I end my day. Okay. But somehow people have translated that into permission to do less than required and thinking God or the universe is going to do the rest. How did we turn an amazing way to get centered and clear and calm into an excuse to sit on our ass? It's time to push. If you want more, it takes doing more, period. So my friends, let's commit to the push this year. There is so much power in the push. When we aren't pushing, we're waiting. We're waiting for someone to save us. We're waiting for someone to join our business. We're waiting for someone on our team to level up. We're waiting for God to fulfill his promises. It's time for us to fulfill our promises. You promised yourself success. You promised yourself abundance. You do that by raising your standards. I'm not one to talk about focusing on minimum goals, maintenance or bare minimum, but I'm asking you to take falling below that bar off the table. You aren't going to thrive if your focus is to survive. Push yourself over that threshold. Expect more of yourself. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Show up bigger in your life and in your business. Develop a growth mindset. Always be in growth mode. When our business, our team goes backward, I'm going to say this with so much love. It's because we stopped finding the power in the push, the vision, the inspiration, holding ourselves accountable. We took excellence off the table. Once you do, you've settled. You've settled for less than your best, and you're better than that. So are you ready to show up bigger? Do you realize the role you play in your success, in your team's success? When we push, we rise, we thrive, we expand, and we level up. So I love you all. Next week, we're going to be talking about influence. You know, we're living in a world today where everyone wants to be an influencer, but the real gift is the ability to influence. There's a huge difference. So remember, affirmations to this episode about finding the power in the push will drop Wednesday. Love you, my friends.